With a great game on map number 2 on Belchev Vestige, he forced a third map. He is
LGIM YongHwa.
Protoss player at the bottom left. He worked for this map. He worked for this third game. Can he make it happen? Up against a strong opponent to the top right of Daybreak. We have in blue, starting for Team FXO.
FXO Leenock.
YongHwa has earned map number 3, and of the 3 maps, this one is by far the fairest. It's the most balanced map we've ever had in the GSL map pool. Look up the stats yourself if you don't believe me. YongHwa is playing against a map that it's not tough to take a third across here. He can actually do it. He doesn't have to think about timing. He doesn't have to think about aggression. He can do anything he wants.
It's funny how Zerg vs Protoss evolved on this map if you think about it. The statement that you just said, that Protoss player can take the third, that's something a year ago we would have laughed at each other if one of us had uttered the statement. Everyone would be like, what, a third against Zerg? Are you crazy? They're gonna crush you with their roaches. And then suddenly the builds become a little bit more refined. We have those Immortals out very, very early. You know how to position your units. You know where you have to place down the force fields. And Zergs over the entire world ran against such a strong defense of the Protoss players that they couldn't break through anymore. And then Zerg had to accept, well, I guess you can take a third base here, so I have to change my MO a little bit. And this is what we've seen. Yep. Now we have a very, very strong and balanced Zerg versus Protoss on this map, and I'm excited to see this map as the third for this batch in particular.
YongHwa is doing the same pylon. He may kill the drone again. He pulls back expecting Leenock to pull back, saves his hit points, and he's going to be able to block the third. And if Leenock, this is so cool, I really like this. At first I wasn't sure how much I liked the pylon block, but he aggressively attacks the drone every single time. He's figured out his timing so well. And the thing is, if the only way to counter this pylon block is to go hatch first, and YongHwa always goes forge first. So if he goes hatch first, YongHwa will just cannon him, force him to pull drones off the line. This is a great opening, and at first I was a little bit skeptical about him consistently always going for this build. I've changed my mind. I really like it.
I have
not
to
block the third though.
Yeah, then that's of course what you try to do or what you want to do. 4-minute mark, double hatch going down.
Yeah, and YongHwa back at home starts his gateway. Cannon up first just to be safe. This is tense. One of these players is going to the up and downs.
This is really tense, and if you would have asked me before the match who's going to win it, I would have said YongHwa is a great player, he's a strong player, he's proven it, but in my mind there is no doubt that Leenock is going to take it. But after this second game, and with the confidence of a win on map 2, YongHwa can take this. And he knows it too. He has the probe at the top right, he's once again contemplating what he's going to do. This time he's going to use it for the scout in the main base.
Yeah, you know, in this case, on this map, it would be better to cannon than the other maps we see him consider it, but he checks again, and both times he just gets in and sees the gases. Whenever he wants to go in here and scout, he gets the important information he needs. So now he can be safe without making any extra cannons.
Those queens would definitely get an F.
Yeah, they're not looking, they definitely don't have eyes in the back.
It's like you had two jobs, actually 3. Creep tumors, injects, probe scout deny. Why can't you do that? You are a specialized, a trained weapon.
Those queens, what do they do when they're not injecting? Are they texting? I bet they're texting, man.
Queens are texting.
They're texting.
I'm not sure if queens are texting, but it would explain a lot.
I think they're texting. It's you know, the evolution of technology. Everybody's texting all the time. They're playing Dragonflight, trying to get high scores. I don't know.
Isn't that the Swarm? Do they really need to text? Who are they texting? Are they queens? Are the overlords? That doesn't work. The Overmind is controlling the entire communication wolf.
Oh, I think the queens are texting some Terrans and some Protosses.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
I think so, dude. They have worked together in the past from time to time. Sometimes you have some interracial text messaging going on, you know? Sometimes you want to talk to the Marauder. Your Marauder's a pal, you know? He doesn't do damage to you because you're psionic, and you're like, oh, thank you for having your grenades made that way.
No. I know you are a race trader. You switched twice.
Yeah.
A Zerg wouldn't do that.
Well, that's why I've never played Zerg.
Right, well, banter aside, YongHwa started with the Stargate here. Again, went into the Stargate. We have him with the Phoenix. And with the 3 bases for Leenock, who is, by the way, supply blocked and had to build 3 Overlords. This is just becoming a general thing here. We have now YongHwa still going for a build where he can do a lot of damage. We have him with a +1 attack upgrade too. This is gonna get pretty exciting. I want to see if he's able to do the same amount of damage that he did in the last game. This time he's hiding the Phoenixes. He's not showing them right away.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a probe to make a pylon, so I think he's just going to go for Queens alone. With the robotics he has, it looks like he's going to start Immortals after this and take the third base. So this is just going to be a Larva Inject Messer Upper build, basically, and he's also going to try to get some Overlords if he can. But then he's going to take a third.
I want to see if he moves out with 3 or with 4 Phoenixes, because to lift the Queen and kill it with 1 lift, you need 4 Phoenixes, which is why most Protoss players move out with 4. But some Protoss players have just said, okay, well, you know what? I will move out with 3, because then I arrive a little bit early at my opponent's base. I will have to sacrifice a second lift, but he won't be ready with his defense. YongHwa doesn't do it. He waits for 4. Leenock, on the other hand, is using the timings that he knows and is now going into Spore Crawlers, even though he doesn't even scout.
Blind Spores. He makes Blind Spores, which is so smart in a game where you're behind. Well, you're not behind, but you're 1 game away from losing the series, is what I should say. He has 2 Queens here and a Spore. These Phoenixes are not going to have an easy time with this. They have to cancel the lift, and they cannot hit the Overlords. So Leenock plays a safe game here. He goes into Spire counter right away with Infestation Pit, of course. And one of them is Scout. He sees the Infestation Pit. We'll see the Spire as well.
There we go. First few drones are going down. This is inevitable. With against a good play, you will lose a few drones. But if you have good injects, then you can replace them. You need the lava. And Leenock has the tech. He's trying to scout for this third base, but can he cancel it? Can he pressure it? He's running in with the Zerglings. He's trying to, but there are too many units.
Yeah, too many force fields, but Leenock tries to go for the natural. He baits the sentries out, and YongHwa is paying attention to his Phoenixes. He's not watching. He may lose some sentries. Good force fields here.
Good force fields so far. A lot of energy.
God, he still loses 2, but they were so close.
That was well done. He lost 2 of the sentries, but this was still very well done. All the Zerglings died, only take down 2 sentries. Still worth it right now, but looking at this, the third base for now is safe. And YongHwa is making the right choices here, not only going into Colossi with extended thermal lance. No, he's adding the Twilight Council. He knows that on 3 bases, he wants to have Blink.
Yes.
And Leenock is even supply blocked now, thanks to those Phoenixes that were still doing damage.
Yeah, he makes 6 Overlords, no nonsense here. He may start 12 Mutas when his Overlords are finished. He's waiting, he wants to make them all at once, it looks like. He's up against, right now, 5 Phoenixes, though, so he has to be very careful with his Mutas if he commits to that. So far, he has not made a single one. YongHwa is under pressure here.
15 Mutalisks.
16 even.
The idea here is, yes, your opponent started with Stargate. Yes, he has Phoenixes, but if you have a certain number of Mutalisks, you can clump them up into a ball, and as soon as the Phoenixes get too close, even though they are faster, you just try to one-shot them. One-shot, bam, back a little bit off, once again, clump up, then they come in again, another shot, take them out 1 by 1 and do damage. Overwhelm your opponent with numbers. That is what he's trying to do here.
Leenock's Spire was never scouted by YongHwa either. He got really close to seeing it a few times, but he never actually explicitly saw it.
I think he saw now with the Observer that he has.
Nope, not yet.
Not the Spire, the Mutas.
Yes, you're right. That's correct. And he does not start cannon, surprisingly. You know, it's a question of, did he really see?
I don't think
so. I don't think so. He's going to lose all of these pylons, that's for sure.
He's going to lose the probes. He's going to lose most of the probes. Here comes Leenock. This is so much bouncing damage. Look at all those workers just dying. This is such an aggression, and here we go. Here comes the clumping up, and he's trying to one-shot the Phoenixes.
He's going to try to cancel Blink here, or at least unpower it. The pylon goes down, unpowers the Twilight Council and a gateway, and he actually starts to sit on top of the Twilight Council. You may eventually kill it. If the Phoenixes get too close, he will kill them, as you said. Two of them already down. The Twilight Council is starting to lose their points, and the last Phoenix gets caught.
He gets the last one.
Game, I feel.
He gets the last one. He's going straight for those Stalkers. He completely blindsides YongHwa here. Leenock is going in for the kill. He's trying to chase down the Colossus. One is dead. The second one is going down too.
Apart here. If he kills this pylon, it will unpower. Well, actually, it will only unpower 2 more, but the last 2 will be unpowered by this pylon. Well, okay, everyone except the last one. But now everything is unpowered. His Colossus falls again.
He does not have the stock.
He can't reinforce with no pylons, and Leenock can just camp here and kill all the pylons. This is game over.
27 Mutalisks, 27 against 7 Stalkers. Good luck with those odds, YongHwa. He is losing his anti-air. He's losing them 1 by 1. Leenock hasn't even sent the reinforcements in. GG! And Leenock is in Codes.
Leenock is back in Codes, and YongHwa will have to face the up and downs again. framing his face here. We're going to see it in Kodes soon.
I'm sad for him. I'm really sad for him. I feel in a different grid he could have done it. He's really disappointed. YongHwa played well today, but this caught him unaware.
Yep, this definitely did. I feel for him as well, but Leenock's just playing the better game. And if you don't scout for the Spire, you have to try to, if you can, check the 3 main locations for tech structures. The main base everywhere, and then at the natural and the third base, the back mineral line. And you miss the back mineral line, that's where the Spire was. And if you don't see this, you don't prepare. No cannons, no extra Phoenixes, which you could have also built. I mean, extra Phoenix is not always the response.
Yeah.
Is there something on my... you went like this, and I was like, is there something on my nose?
Yeah.
There is something on my nose?
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
I don't know what it is either, but I see it now. It looks like pepper or something. I don't even know.
Doesn't matter what it is. It's probably just a little bit of awesomeness that fell off. But we had a pretty cool game by Leenock.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you said, it's just really hard to prepare for those mutalisks. It's really, really difficult. And he went into 27 mutalisks, and YongHwa never saw them coming. It was just way too much.
It looked silly. I mean, that's the definition of ability loss. He runs his Colossi in because that's all he's got. His Colossi are wishing they could shoot up.
He was preparing for an attack on the ground at his third base. He never expected there would be an attack in his main. He actually saw the mutalisks, if I'm not mistaken, with the observer. At least he could have if he would have paid attention to the map, to the location of the screen, but he didn't. So Leenock advances to Kodes. YongHwa is in the up and downs, and we are going to jump into a Terran versus Terran, which is going to be our next match today. We have Yoda up against Marine King. It's going to be pretty exciting. We have 5 minutes. Get yourself a drink, get yourself something to eat, and as soon as we are back, we will have a Terran versus Terran here at the GSL Korea with Colin Wolf.